Good morning. Welcome to ABC 123 Trader. It is Monday, March 28th, 2022, and let's start taking a look at NASA futures today. So, all forms of trading carry a high level of risk, so you can only speculate with money you can afford to lose. You can lose more than your initial deposit and stake. Please ensure your chosen method matches your investment objectives. Familiarize yourself with the risk involved, and if necessary, seek independent advice. U.S. government required disclaimer: Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Trading financial instruments of any kind, including futures and securities, have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks. You must be aware of the risks and willing to accept them in order to invest into the options, futures, and stock market. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. And here we go again. Another day of day trading, guys. How are you doing this morning? I'm going to let's take a look at the news today and see what's going to happen. Should have traded on Friday, I guess. But a lot of my friends are taking off now, so I just have to doing a lot of airport runs, that's all I'm going to say. They're all taking off for the next week or two. And then slowly getting back into this trading grind. It's been a crazy year, guys. Alrighty, let's take a look at the news. Let's see what these guys are saying to us today. Okay, everything looks, actually it's quite flat actually. That's NASDAQ futures looks flat, S&P looks flat, Dow looks flat. Looks like there's a pullback. Whatever, awards, 5-year and 30-year treasury yield, inverting for the third time, recession fears, getting set up for another pull down maybe. Maybe we'll get back to the 13,000 or even below, who knows. But we'll take a look at the technicals. Yeah, there's nothing really, I don't care. Oh, that's interesting. Biden proposes a new 20% minimum billionaire tax. That'd be actually quite interesting. They are billionaires. They can pay too, instead of getting everything for free. But other than that, yeah, that's all I'm going to look at for on the technical side. On the news. And what we'll do, I'll take a look at this a little bit later right now. And I'm going to show you something today. Okay, so we're on the daily chart. And on the daily chart, as you can see, she's just looked like she wants to pop. And we want to get to this the 15,000 level on the daily. But there's a lot of indecision right now. They're going to be playing for a while until they choose a direction. I have a feeling they will go up. Might be wrong. I think it's going to be a strong pull down. And then we're going to get our snap back. Because we've already had this, this is 4 hours ago, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had that really crazy whip up day. They're shaking everybody out. So it looks like they could pull down one more time for a fire up. I did put a volume put a control through this last band here to see where it is. And I put a marker line right here. And as you can see, we have an order block here. So it can come back down, probably to the foundation line, maybe pop up. Or if she fires, she fires. The white line is a 1 hour order block, and the pink line is the current chart of 240 minutes. Just remember that, okay? And so when I went deeper insight, I put a band here, as you can see at 8:50, and this is where the peak was is it overnight session? No, just a few days ago. Just want to make sure they're testing again. See, there was high volume here, basically an order block we're coming into. And this marker here is where the market maker is, but I put another band here because of the whole volume of the overnight session. There was a lot of volume in these two sections, so we really have to watch. And the band is coming up there, is doing a pull down, but I have a feeling it's going to come for 15 minutes, fire down, maybe vibrate here, and then take off. If it gets down to here, actually I should put one more marker there. Let's put another region here. Right there. And then we have one way down there. So we've got one section that's really interesting for extremities. But it looks like most of the playing is in the zone here. Now let's take a look at, I guess, between the trend tracker and the day trend and the market cycle. We're just getting in there, seeing the tight area. If we can get down to the bottom of the London session before it kicks up would be great. Even a deeper retracement to this area, to the Asian session. So we're going to watch this Asian session pull down. We're already at the halfway mark of the London session. So if it keeps on pulling down, then we'll look at the half mark of the Asian session and keep on going that way. And then last but not least, as you can see how she's just vibrating and it's getting wider and wider and wider and wider. We're gonna watch for market open, but this is the signal I'm looking at, guys, 944, 943. And if it does work, then I'll be happy. If it fires right to the top right away, then I'll see if she holds for the pull down. But I want to see it to just keep on going down. This thing's been playing around plus and minus, right? So it's still in the indecision range. And we're gonna let them play for a while. Now I'm gonna, and I have this marker line. This blue market line this is where I would love to get my entry, right? Whatever the minutes are. Maybe it goes to here, I don't know yet. And once it gets to this area and this line here, then I'm really curious, and I'll show you why. I'm gonna switch over to the next screen. Next screen, let's go to the next screen. Okay, this next screen that I'm looking at is, see, it touched once, it touched twice, it touched 3 times. That's why I took those 3 markers. Okay, they're still playing. We are 15 minutes before the open, but what I'm really going to watch for, and hopefully I can show you a really good trade. And what we're going to do is at 9:44, 9:45 at our peak times, or even at 10 o'clock. And 10:30, those critical times, 11, 11:30, it all depends. I'm gonna watch volume. Very critical, guys. This volume bar here, just regular volume. I'm gonna watch it, and what I do in the overnight session, I highlight, let's focus on this. Oh, let's make it bigger then. Ugh. Let's bring it up. Shouldn't have done that. There we go. What I do, there it is, I'll try to mark the peak of the volume on the overnight session. There was a few peaks here. We've got 1, 2, 3, super high peak. But when the market starts moving, I'll see if these things are lining up, or during the first 15 minutes, and see where the average volume is. And then I'm gonna watch it taper off when they're done. And then when they're totally done, we'll look at our order blocks. We can see if we're in those areas of interest that we think that might happen. And as soon as I see the spike of volume, could happen right in the first minute, so we don't know yet. But if we see the spike of volume at the end, and then again trying to break through, and then exhaustion, that's where you can tell with the exhaustion. That's when you can enter a long, depending on the chart, or a short. And that's what I'm going to look for. I'm also going to look at this green line here. See, it's all close, so it looks like if it does vibrate, maybe it'll just bounce right in the zone right here for the long. We don't know yet, and then we can go from there. The reason why that green line is, see where the high volume marker was? Boom, hits it right there. And you can tell it was vibrating, failed. Vibration right in that zone failed. See a lot of vibration in that zone, so something's happening there. Other than that, I'm gonna wait till, in 10 minutes, I'll be back, and then we'll see if I can get a really good trade in today. Okay, I'm back here. We're 4 minutes before the open. And what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna, instead of looking at this trade chart right now, I'm gonna analyze first thing in the morning. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to this chart here. I just wanna check because I remember I lost my charts, and I wanna see if I have that on here. No, I don't. I'm gonna put it on this chart here. I do have the VWAP, but what I want to do, I actually want an NinjaTrader VWAP. They finally have a really good VWAP that I like. So let's just put it that way. Whatever, I'll just keep it as is for now. We'll go from there. And what I want to show you back and forth when this thing is done loading, we're going to start looking at volume. That's what we're going to do here. So as you can see how they're just vibrating back and forth. And here's the, well, I guess my VWAP, their VWAP is perfect, right on the money. So we're gonna see if she's gonna bounce within our sweet spot zone or if she's gonna go another standard deviation down. See how the standard deviation hit and took off? And now we're up to this standard deviation, now we're getting back to the center. So what we're gonna see, let's see here. Yeah, it might be actually hit to this standard deviation, which is really close, if it can hit to our marker right here. What we're gonna do, when it starts taking off here, we're gonna wait for the 15-minute marker. Oh, whoops, wrong one. I'm going to, there's so much volume in that zone, let's just open it up. Okay, so volume point of control is 57. We're actually, everything's trending down, but we're going to be hitting this VWAP here. Percentages are low. Let's see if we can get to negative 64. Maybe bounce up, because it did range. It's a big range here. Now, if this is, my curiosity is on Fibonacci retracement, where is 5061? 76 is that region 2. Okay, so 61 is right here and 76 is right here. So we can see if it's going to hit one of these two levels here. 14,710 is where my green bar is, and the green bar that I'm talking about that I like, it's right here. See, 710, 714, right by the volume point of control. Maybe I'll get farther down, we don't know. Because that's the bottom of the range, where this is the top of the range. And we can start watching it. And this is what I'm starting to notice. See how the volume picked up again? We had our peak volume here, but look how many times they're about equal distance. So let's just bring this down. I'm not real care about that peak, because when market opens, she's going to explode. And then we're going to figure it out. But see how that lined up perfectly right there, and perfectly right there. Those are those computer robots, guys. Now let's go back, get ready for market open. We're 1 minute before market open. we can see exactly what's going to happen here. Looks like she's going to do a big punch right away here. So that means that if it's going to go down, then the market will go up. We'll see if this is an inversion. Zero, 2. Yeah, we'll find out right away here. Okay, market's just starting to kick in. We're going to get a lot of volume in here. See if it's going to be buy or sell volume. We're going to find out right away. And then we can go from there. Oh, she's taking off up actually. So maybe we are going to have a pull down day today. We'll find out. Let it whip out for the first couple of minutes here. Oh, there's the spike down. Yeah, let's open this up so you can see it better. Let's open this baby up. Look at that squeeze. They're punching. There we go. And you know, the funny thing is, there hasn't been that much volume yet, guys. And what I mean by that is, now I'm going to switch the chart for a second. If this was market open at 9:31, we haven't had our crazy volume. That's a telltale sign. So we just wait and see. It's going to be maybe a minute or two. We don't know yet. Let's see if there's just going to be a big push down. I would love to see it to. See, they're still supposed to be going on an uptrend, but we don't have any crazy volume yet. There is buying volume coming in right here. See, it was only 1,000 contracts. We had actually 1,600 contracts up here. And look at this, we only have 1,000. So it's kind of like a fake out right now. It's like almost like exhaustion for it to go down. Okay, now let's switch back. And let's see what this guy's going to be doing here. So if this is the case, maybe we can short at 944 if it's going to keep on playing this game, because it is following the pattern actually. But we'll find out. I'm just going to give it some time. Because we don't have that much volume right now. This is just ugly volume actually. And there's a lot of indecision right now. There's actually less and less buying going on right now, guys. Now, if you take a look at it, this is what I'm looking at. See how the volume was here? A little bit more spike, but less volume here, and it's just holding. Delta is dropping. Look at this. Delta's dropping, guys. Like a stone right now. That's what I was waiting for. But I still think the market will be going up. They just have to shake everybody out, get it at a better price point, and we'll go from there. Because we haven't had a spike of volume. There's no spikes. So I'm not interested. Look at that, moves 30 points within seconds, just playing around. And once I see that big bottleneck of volume, then I'll know. Because they are, what are we at, 34? And 26.30, so it's off by a few minutes here. Top of the range. Okay, so then when I get to this point, I start looking at, I'm going to transition here. So we're at this point here, so we're at top of the range. I'm watching this with volume. See how volume is still very consistent here? So basically, this was our market open volume. Look at that, it's just consistent. So let's bring this down. And this is where they're playing. This is their average volume here. This is actually a little bit of tick up. Let's go like something like that. There's nothing really major. Okay, so they're creating new highs today. I actually wanted to go the other way this morning, but it didn't happen yet. Okay, now let's switch this back here. I just gotta, she's hitting her peak. And where was I? Lift to the left, trade to the right. We're hitting one order block. Just tapped one order block. Okay, so they hit the prior high of the day. And so this is what we're gonna look for. And let's see what happens on this volume here. Still waiting. Okay, now I'm starting to like where the consistency of volume is. So the consistency of volume is right here. Now this is what we're going to wait for. That was a straight up shot Unfortunately, I didn't take it. That's okay. And we're actually outside the 70% range, so so if it does bounce back, what we're gonna look for is possibly the buy-in here or somewhere in the volume point of control here. Our volume point of control is actually lower. As you can see, there hasn't been any crazy volume, and that's what I'm waiting for. This is what my education for today is. We've already went to the 127 extension, which is quite amazing actually, by 8 minutes. This is going to be a pull down, a hard pull down, if I'm correct. Going to keep on waiting until 44. We might actually go to the 161 extension and then the return. I think that's what we might have to do. So if it keeps on going, there's 161. So yeah, so at the 14.9 section, we'll see. Because I want to see this explosion of volume, and then I'll know for sure. Then we can start reversing and have some fun here. She's peaking out actually. So right now she's kind of at a peak out. So what I'm going to show you here, see how she went here, and then there's indecision, 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 and they're building up, building up. They might do another fire up by the top of the hour or at 44. This is what I'm looking at. And then we're going to just watch it. Let's get it to the 141 section. This is pulling up not much volume all the way through, so we'll just let it keep on riding. A lot of good delta pushing up. They're already at the 1200 contracts. Oh, there we go. Here's our first volume spike. Perfect. Our first volume spike was right here. So that's our first dump off. So I'm going to put a line here. Let's see if it keeps on breaking. It will go to it will push up here higher. But we know we're getting a lot of volume coming in. Average volume again. See? And less and less. We've still got 43. We got another 3 minutes. Let them see if we can do another major punch. This is what I'm looking for now. And we know where all the volumes right here. So let's, because we know they did their loop. Yeah, that was at 8:30, 9:30. So we know, let's go from here to here. Volume point control is down here yet though. So they're increasing volume again. Let's see if we can just really fire up. Are they gonna hit exhaustion right away? Still trying to push it. What I'm going to look for here, let's transition. You don't have a high volume bar yet, so we're just going to let them really just fire it straight up like an arrow, and then it needs to do a retracement, a little bit of retracement. You can see where all the consolidation is down here. So we just let them fire up as an arrow. It needs to come back. Look at this gap here. So it's like a rubber band. Okay. And it was a good start off for the morning. Okay, see all the volume picking up again, higher and higher and higher. Okay, we're even getting higher in volume. This is what I like to see. Looks like she's trying to fight through. We're almost at 44. Look at this. Okay, now I might actually get my order set up. Look at this go. Let's open it up a little bit more. Getting ready. What I'm gonna do, not yet. Gonna go for it.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Now let's see if I can get a few $100s here. And then my other one is gonna be up here.
Order submitted.
That's the one I was looking for. We can get down, hopefully, to let's see here.
Order filled.
And then I'll shut down one of my projects here. Come on.
Order filled.
There you go, $400 today, guys. And this is what I was trying to do. I was losing the reason why I shut her down, it was there was so much volume coming in that I lost I was getting delayed reaction. When I see delayed reaction, I get a little bit nervous here. But as you can see, what I try to do is, as soon as I saw this high volume here, okay, and right now it might do a bounce continuation, but as soon as I saw that super high volume, I wanted to short, hit again. I got it actually at the perfect point here with a little bit more, and away she went. And I should have kept, look at this, I should have kept it instead of a gun. And that would have been a 30-point move on that one. And that's about it. That's what I want to show you guys today. It's very powerful. I'm starting to realize this, and we said it was supposed to be at 9:43, 9:44. And what was the time? Now, seriously take a look at this, guys, okay? It is supposed to be, it looks like it's an uptrend, so we're fighting against the uptrend. Usually, I love it when it's at a top hour, okay? But we were so extended on the bounce of the high volume sell-off, so I was waiting and waiting. And this is, see, this was all your average volume. And then the highest point, I said, okay, we're good to go. And I wanted to see two of them like that. And then I said, okay, then we tried it. It looked like it was working, but my data was kind of delayed, and then away she went. And how far is this gonna go? I don't know. But see how she bounced all the way down to this zone from the top of the thing, so I should have closed it right about here, son of a gun. But I just wish I didn't have delayed data at the time. So, and now she still can keep on going up. But $400 for me today, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. And it's only 15 minutes after you open, and crazy days. So in conclusion, let's go back to the original chart. She went for the spike. Oh, actually, okay. Saying possibly still at 15,000. We had her spike, didn't even hit our order block yet. So we still can keep on going. She's vibrating a lot. This is what I didn't want. I actually wanted to come down and then do this, but it happened. It is what it is, guys. Took off like crazy. Got to the second Fibonacci extension. We were wicking like this. I took a little shave off. And then what I did here, just put the volume so you can see the volume building up. Here's volume under control now, actually. And so she's hopefully will pull down here and maybe can continue on here. But this was a straight shot. I mean, when you're in your first few minutes, you really got to watch. And now, and then what I do is, like I said, I'm watching this, and watching this. just this was such a beautiful run, but you don't know in the first few minutes. And maybe I could have jumped and then you're guessing, I don't know. And now I took it from here, a little bit, pulled back a little bit higher. So I said, okay, I'll grab this order from the top of the peak here, grab a little bit more, and then look at the rubber band fire back, literally. And now she's starting to break down. We watch her volume again and keep on going from there. Okay. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Make sure you pinpoint your trades, trade safe, and have a great day.